Good evening. So for today's discussion, the syllabus topic will be Dryland Agriculture, Apiculture, Poultry, Sericulture, Agricultural Regionalization, Agro-climatic zones and Agro-ecological zones. We have two questions. Question number one, correlate agro-climatic zones with agro-ecological regions. If by any chance you have written separately agro-climatic zones and agro-ecological regions, you have not understood the questions. If you have wrote the comparison or differences, again you have not understood the questions. Question clearly says correlate. And for the purpose, also mention what does correlation means. Correlation means to establish relationship between two or more things. So we do have two things here, agro-ecological zones and agro-climatic zones, establishing the relations. And start with the definition of agro-climatic zones and agro-ecological zones and say that how many zones are available in each of them and who came up with this idea of it. Correlation will be number one objective to bring out agricultural regionalization for better planning and implementation, right? So don't write, it's a 20-mark questions. Don't write what has been listed here, right? Rather, for each and every point, draw a map, give an example, and then put it across with respect to it. For the first point, you can give an example of how better implementation can be done with agro-climatic zones and agro-ecological zones in northern part of the country, say Jammu and Kashmir and Leh Ladakh regions, or Arunachal Pradesh regions, or any part of the state of India, right? And to speak with respect to improve agricultural production, take a region which has less agricultural production, how this planning will be able to have more agricultural productions, right? For a particular region. Third, judicious use of irrigation facilities. For example, Maharashtra, how can I go with respect to judicious use? Eastern Maharashtra, northeastern parts of Rajasthan area. Right? Four, to improve employment opportunities, income, per capita income, and rural poverty. See, when you have been writing, it's been asked with respect to correlation, so you'll have to connect both the things, right? Fifth, to reduce the regional inequalities through agricultural development. For example, take Chhattisgarh regions and speak with respect to it, or take coastal regions and speak with respect to it, right? So the first five are the objectives of it. Sixth correlation you can say is both have the regional correlation correlating with respect to geographical factors. For physiography alone, you can take for agroclimatic zones and agroecological zones and speak for it. Climate, temperature, rainfall alone, you can take an agroecological zone. For example, say Eastern Ghats regions or Western Ghats regions, and then speak with respect to how the temperature is rainfall is available for agroecological and agroclimatic soil climatic conditions. Both will provide suitability of cropping patterns for a particular region. Taken agroclimatic zones and agroecological zones and speak with respect to it, right? So for the data and the points is already been given in your class notes, right? So that you will be able to pick it. These has to be the answer. For this answer, substantiation point should come from your class notes, the data that has been provided for each and everything, right? Draw map relevantly. 7 points. Give enough amount of state distribution with respect to it. 20 marks easily can do it. Next question. Explain the significance of dryland farming in drought-prone areas of India. 10-mark questions. So define dryland farming. Draw a small map of dryland farming and share the areas of what kinds of crop is grown with respect to the regions. This has also been given in your class notes, right? This should come not more than 1/3 or maximum half of the first paper, not more than that should be a significance. You can speak with respect to 56% of net zone area is available. National Rain-Fed Area Authority data has been available. Then you can speak with respect to source of livelihood of the farmers, especially rural India, small and marginal farmers and woman-headed farmers. Cropping as a diversity, more diversity is being seen in terms of crop in rain-fed regions compared with respect to irrigated regions. Because irrigated regions, large amount of water has been there, people went with respect to cash crop. It's either rice, wheat, or sugarcane. Whereas here alone, we'll have multiple millets, pulses, oilseeds, vegetables, fruits, all those are present in the regions. Right? So you can speak with respect to production. 44% of food grain production comes from here. You can also, this is 2019-20 data. You can also speak with respect to how much millets, how much pulses and oilseeds comes from the dryland regions. And based upon this, we do have food security and nutrient security for large sections of the population, providing protein, fibers, vitamins, and minerals. And dryland regions are also the areas where water availability is less. So we have been having naturally a tendency to produce more with the less availability of water. So water conservation has been done. And as the crop diversity is high, pest and disease attack has also been less. As the region has been having less amount of water, we have been equipped to grow with respect to agriculture in the region. This also gives a climate change adaptation and climate resilience to the particular area, sustainable crop production, and associated food processing. For example, you go to Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand regions, we do have millet missions where millets have been converted into value-added products in that particular area. Right. To conclude, you can say that, or in the initial part, you can either, based upon the answer writing style you do have, can speak with respect to erratic rainfall, low soil fertility, low yield, and less cropping pattern and intensity is in there. If you're going to conclude, you can say these are the problems is available. To address this, the government of India and the government of states has come up with these schemes to address this particular problems. Right? And with respect to questions for tomorrow, 2 questions, and this comes from the syllabus topic of agricultural typology from economic geography paper 1, and models and theories where we have Von Thunen model of agricultural locations. So 20 mark questions, each one question is being there. Whittlesey agriculture regions are relevant even today. So present day discussion has to be made for the world. Write a note on the relevance of Von Thunen agriculture location in the present context. This is general, open-ended. Again, the relevance for Von Thunen. Right? Everything is covered. Thank you.